Hi, good evening, and welcome to today's Greenticker NGX Daily Market Summary. Today is Monday, August 18, 2025. Time is about 5:34 p.m. West African time. I do this every day after market close, where I just review how the trading session on the NGX went down so far and a summary of activities in essence. Before we dive in, thank you for every time you like, share, subscribe, and it helps with the channel. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. So please continue to do so. And you don't have to wait till the end of the video. So you can like, share, subscribe uh, just before you dive right into the video. As always, please note that my content, because it's content at the end of the day, my content is not financial or trading advice. I mean, especially with content like this, I'm just sharing my thoughts on how the market went down. So you can't base or should not base your investment decisions on what people say. How did the market fare today? All share index rose. Essentially, the all share index was flat because if something rose by 0.07%, I mean, that's less than 0.1%. So essentially, you can say flat. But for mathematical purposes, yes, you say the index rose 0.07%. The index measures the average performance of stocks on the exchange. So some stocks will do better than the index, some stocks will do worse than the index. Now, for the top gainers for the day, insurance stocks are back. So I won't be surprised if later in the week we have a further uptick because you're looking at the top five gainers for the day, top most actively traded stocks by volume. A lot of them are from the insurance space. ICO and UPDC both did 10% today. ICO closed at 4 naira and 18 kobo. UPDC, which is a real estate firm, closed at 7 naira and 15 kobo. Cornerstone is an insurance firm, up essentially 10% because 9.99% is essentially 10%. To close at 7 naira and 60 kobo. Custodian closed at 14 naira and 95 kobo, up 9.93%. And then you have Deep Capital closed at up 9.94%. That is in naira terms, closed at 1 naira and 77 kobo. Now, for the losers, Stanbic IBTC down 9.99% to close at 100 naira. PZ down 7.89% to close at 35 naira. PZ is in the, will I say, the consumer goods space. They did a bit of white goods like electronics, but they also did a bit of, will I say, consumer goods? Yeah, you can say a mix of both. They do a bit of household goods and all that. So down 7.89%. NEM down sub 30%, closed at 29 naira and 95 kobo, down 7.85%. Charms has its rights issue ongoing, so it's not surprising to see a slight dip. Charms closed at 2 naira 70 kobo, down 5.26%. The initiate tip. And by the way, I'll be hosting a space this coming Sunday on tip. So do watch out for that. I probably would have the link somewhere uh, so you can watch out for that. So tip operates in the waste management space. Dip down 5.11% to close at 13 naira. Moving over to most actively traded stocks by volume. It's no surprise that insurance stocks are there because insurance stocks have been all the rage for the last couple of weeks. Universal Insurance was the most actively traded stock by volume today with 202 million shares traded. Champion Breweries, a distant second with 103 million shares traded. Linkage Assurance, ticker symbol Link Assure, is number 3 with 77.8 million shares traded. Rounding up the top 5, number 4, number 5 by most actively traded stocks by volume. Lasaco, 66.4 million shares traded. That's an insurance firm. Mutual Benefits and Benefits, ticker symbol, came in at number 5 with 57.8 million shares traded. Now, in terms of most actively traded stocks by volume, I mean, some of the usual firms you have, GTCO, Zenith, Access Corporation, that's no biggie that they're there. But interestingly, and I suspect, in fact, I think if I recall correctly, I saw an off-market transaction. I'm not sure that probably would account for why Champions is very high on the list between most actively traded stock by volume and value. Champion Breweries was the most actively traded stock by value, 1.1 billion naira worth of shares traded. GTCO with a billion shares traded. GTCO is the parent company of GT Bank. Zenith came in at number 3 with 987 million shares traded. Aradel, we like call Aradel an integrated oil and gas firm because they have what? They have a refinery. They also do upstream activities as well. So yeah, Aradel with 945.5 million shares traded. Access Corporation with 829.7 million shares traded. What else has happened so far today? FTN Cocoa filed its FY 2024 results a bit late, but better than never, right? So 1.3 billion in revenue and 9.5 billion in loss after tax. What else happened in the market today? There's some other things that happened in the market. They are not in the slides, but that's the essence of paying attention, I must say, to the other things said after the table comes. So I noticed that there was a bit of softness in the market today. There seems to be a rotation from the big cap names to the insurance space because I remember I was looking at MTN and let me see if I can finish out my device. I was seeing some softness because I was seeing some bids for MTN Nigeria in the 405, 420, 430 mark. So literally all the big cap stocks had some softness. MTN Nigeria, Dangote Cement, Aradel. So there seems to be some rotation from the big cap names to the insurance names. I'm looking at MTN. MTN closed at what? 445, closed flat. But if the momentum continues, if we're able to get a single block trade, it's very likely. And in fact, I would say maybe if you're a savvy investor, this might be your period to get some of these stocks for fairly lower prices than where they eventually close at. If you are a savvy investor, UACN flat. What else again? Let's look at the Dangote Cement. I wouldn't be surprised if Dangote Cement was flat because you need liquidity to move that stock. Flat 577. And let's see what Zenith Bank did. Zenith Bank down 10 kobo. So those are my observations from today's trading session. Please follow the podcast on Spotify, Apple, YouTube Music. You can also find content. I do a Bulls and Bears weekly thread, Twitter thread, summarizing activities for the week. You can find it on my Substack. You can find it on the website, greentickertales.com. So thank you for watching and have yourself a great rest of the day. I'll see you guys in pre-markets tomorrow. Have a good day.